So here we're going to go through the blade change on a Camoga 411 splitting machine. This belt actually broke. Let's see, that's probably about 3/4 of an inch right now. Usually you get somewhere around that amount. Okay, so here we have the splitting machine manual, and section E is where it talks about replacing the knife. So the first thing that we're going to do is, and we've already done this, is we remove the top covers, and then we're also going to, let's go ahead and turn the power off. Next thing we're going to do is we'll remove the front cover, and the front tray. Let's see, we're going to raise the viewers. And there's a viewer over here. And then it refers to the 4 felt assemblies. One's actually missing right here, so we'll take a look at that when we go to do the reassembly over there. Here's the next felt assembly. So what we do is we're just going to remove this. It's like a big paper clip. And then being very careful, ideally if the machine, if it did not break, it's better to take a like a piece of a grindstone and dull the tip of the blade before we start disassembling. That's not practical because this broke, so it's off. So you can see this is all caked up, and we'll definitely need to get that all cleaned up. Okay, and generally you cannot remove the bottom piece until the blade has been removed. Okay, so there's that's 2. The next one is right here. And let's see, I want the little crescent nose right here. So in order to have access here, what we're going to do is we're going to remove this little cover.
Just one screw on that cover?
There's 2. One on the left, one on the right. Over here. Again, being very careful because right behind this is a very sharp knife waiting to bite you. This is the second felt. Okay. Actually the third, because this was the first one that was missing. And then the 4th and final one is down on this side. This guy's actually missing the felt pads inside here. Okay, so
those plates, yeah, they just clean the blade.
Yeah, and they also provide oil, and I can show you how on some of these they have like a little reservoir on the top, and the holes in there, so you can fill that up with oil, and then it seeps down into the felts. But you can see this wasn't providing much help.
Right.
Okay, so. So we raise the viewers, remove the 4 felt assemblies. The next one is removing the grinding unit drive belt and the feed roll drive belt. Okay, so the grind roll belt is this guy right here, okay? And so you're gonna pick up on the motor and slide it off there, and then when you release pressure, this bottom grind section will actually lower. Be very careful so that the belt does not get caught or cut on the blade. So we're just going to remove that. Okay, so that removes the grindstone drive belt. And then the feed roll drive belt, we're going to remove that here. Just roll that over the edge. And notice it's on the inside, the right hand shiv here and here. So we're just going to remove that. Okay. Next step, move the top guide roller away from the knife and raise it. Okay, so the top guide roller is this one, so we're going to pull forward. Again, this knife's broken, so it's a little bit different. So we're just going to pick this forward and raise it. Be very careful, that sucker is sharp. Remove the bottom guide roller. That's going to require I think it's this guy. These two screws right here, there are pins right here, so when we go to realign it, we don't really have to worry about that. And so this just comes right out. So you can see these alignment pins. The screws simply hold it in. The pins create the alignment. Look, there's also a little keyway here. Okay. So the next one is to raise the guide roll or guide bar by means of the hand wheel, which is this one. So we'll just crank this away and you'll see that this space is getting bigger and bigger right here. So there's a lot more space in between the roller, the bottom roller, and the top roller. This machine, the 411, has a top roller. You can tell right away this has a top roller because this little articulated shaft comes in and drives this top roller. On the machine, on the splitting machine that we do the binding with, we need a tighter tolerance on thinner thicknesses, and so we use a top guide bar instead of a guide roller. Okay, exclude the action of the bottom knife back guide by raising the counterweight. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this guy all the way around. You'll see this little weight will roll up, and once that's all the way in the up position, we're going to tighten this little knob by turning it clockwise. So the next thing we're going to do is remove the articulated shaft driving the top roll. Okay, again, being very careful because the knife is right there and very sharp. You're going to push this, it's spring loaded in, and then you pull it out. Be careful not to lose this key because I think it might be loose, but I'm not sure. Okay? So the next thing we're going to do is remove the screws to the top plate. Okay, and there's these 3 screws right here. 1, 2, 3.